G'day, friends and fans. I'm your host, the author David Applegate, the author of the book The Boyhood of Cade, book one of The Empire of Elves, available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and a whole host of other digital and physical bookstores. Links are in the description below. Now, of course, in my long-running series, we've been talking about world building and faction building. Now, last, of course, for factions, personality and culture. Basically, you're setting the tone for your faction. Now, of course, my but here we go. Sorry. Just getting there. Give me a moment. I had it all loaded ready, but here we go. Right. You have motto, personality, and culture. Motto is putting it all to words, but perhaps after you put it together, everything together, you need to make your faction distinct, a personality that stands out. Population, after all, the faction has to stand out from the population. So, what are the traditions they follow? Songs they sing? Recreations they participate in? What else separates the faction from the people? Where does the faction operate from? Age range of its membership? Is the faction religious? Is the faction organized crime? Does the factions have a criminal code? And then how is it enforced? What are the punishments? What about training, membership dues, attitudes, traits of its members? The traits and attributes that its members admire. Now, you can investigate or research or just basically look up a whole number of factions. But the first is that factions mean a greater conflict, add depth to your conflict. You can take inspiration from reality, law enforcement, military factions, religious factions, factions within religions. If you look at, say, the Catholic Church, there's over 100 factions. Now, I think it's the largest one. Of course, you have Freemasons, which are split into the world, UK, Europe, and America. I mean, they're all separate from each other. And they're weak in some countries and strong in some locales, but not strong overall. So factions are characters, such as the Empire of Elves. The Empire is a character. The factions are members. And members of the factions all play a role. You can be colorful, but you must have personality, clear goals and motivations, and your faction can have its own story and story arcs. This is your world. Build as little, as much as you want, and take inspiration from where you need. But remember, this makes it easier if you build your faction first, or at least if you have a book one to try it, or two, to make notes and make sure that make sure that as you build your faction, you are consistent. You know who your faction's goals, motivations, its conflicts, its history, whatever the story needs, without contradiction. Always try to avoid contradiction. I know contradictions work for Harry Potter and many others, but it didn't matter because times are changing. You've seen the decline in the Harry Potter franchise. You've seen further decline in many other franchises because ultimately bad stories catch up with the hype does not last. Good stories last. Hype does not. And nostalgia will only carry you so far. Thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. What's your feedback? What do you think about factions, faction building, and the story as a whole? And of course, thank you for your support. I'd like you to financially support the channel by buying a coffee mug, t-shirt, or other items from my Etsy store. Link in the description below. You get 10% off. Consider becoming a patron and as an advanced reader, and become an advanced reader today. You can also join my RPG Patreon for tabletop gaming, and of course, you can buy my books. The links are in my link. The links to my books are in the link tree in the description below. Available in Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and other bookstores. Available in ebook, paperback, and audiobook. And of course, you can always buy me a coffee or a meal. All the links in the description below. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.